niggas lost, no priority. I never been a part of a sorority. I always been a part of the minorities. Pissed up, middle finger to authority. Flow hotter than the oven mitt. On the mission, I be sticking to the covenant. Never go to war for the government. Widows crying out, asking where they.
Verse 15. But it shall come to pass. But it shall come to pass. What? If thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God. Listen to the Most High. Go ahead. To observe to do all His commandments. To do everything He told you to do. Read. And
when the Lexus pedal, while we getting gunned down by these treacherous devils. Yeah, we go to war like Gideon. They broke every treaty that they made with the Indians. Gave them blankets with the smallpox. So we got
the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American are the descendants of the 12 tribes of Israel, scattered to the four corners of the earth. Right? Go ahead. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all His commandments, and His statutes, which if you will not hearken, go ahead, and His statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Now let's go down to go to 13. Yeah. I'm going to show you how this happened back then, and I'm going to show you how this happening right now. Hey, come on, Mormon! That's still. Yeah.
They don't want no smoke.
They plead the blood of Joseph Smith. Go ahead. This is verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people. See, our sons and our daughters were given unto another people. So when we got off in them ships, the family was separated, right? Go ahead. And today, CPS separates us. Go ahead. And thine eyes shall look and fall with longing for them all day long. Behind your eyes shall look and long for them all day long. Jump down to 68. Now let's get to the point. Let me show you why we know it's us.
Bring it out.
Verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again. Exodus 20 and 2. See, the Most High said you're going to go into Egypt again. Right? Shalom, 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 shalom. The Lord said you're going to Egypt again, right? With what? With ships. With ships. You can never tell me a Jewish man going into Egypt on ships. No, you're fine. Go ahead. You'll never show me a Jewish man going into slavery on ships, right? We spoke to a Jewish man the other day. What he said? But we was on trains. We was already talking about on trains. Go ahead.
Teach, Ak.
Hold on, let's get that. Exodus 20 and 2. Exodus chapter 20, verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt. Our first captivity was Egypt, right? Go ahead. Out of the house of bondage. So to us, going into Egypt is going into slavery. The house of bondage. Yeah, synonymous. There you go. Babylon is America. We can go into that too. Isn't that fun? Finish that. By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. Because we never went into Egypt, the land, into captivity ever again. Go ahead. And there you shall be sold unto your enemies. But in this Egypt, you shall be sold unto your enemies. For what? For bondmen, which is a slave man, and bondwomen, and a slave woman. Go ahead. And no man shall buy you. And no man shall buy you. When you go into the Hebrew, it's redeemed. If you know church, if you know Christianity, who is the Redeemer? Christ is the Redeemer, right? And since Christ hasn't redeemed us yet, we still in captivity. That's why even after 400, going on 500 years, we're still in the land. Let me get Exodus 21 and 16. I'm going to show you something.
Like the very term slave comes from Slav.
Slav, yeah.
So that happens to them as well. The
Of course. But who took them into slavery? Who took them into slavery?
Who took the Slavic people?
Yeah.
Probably Byzantium or Rome.
Okay, Europeans, enslaved Europeans, right? All right.
Probably, yeah.
We didn't.
Mongols enslaved.
Of course. See, even in our Bible, there's nothing wrong with slavery. There's nothing wrong with slavery. I can have a slave for forever. There's nothing wrong with it. It's how you treat them and how you deal with them, right? Because even in our land, if a dead animal died on the side of the road, we couldn't eat that. But we can sell it to you. Because that's what the Bible says we can do. Right? Let's go.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 21, verse 16.
Uh-huh.
And he that stealeth a man,
He that steals a man. This is different. This isn't just going into slavery. This is you're stolen. Go ahead.
and selleth him,
And then when we got here, we were sold.
read, or if he be found in his hand,
See, but where we at still? We don't have our land. We're still bound in everybody else's hand. Go ahead.
he shall surely be put to death.
But your fate is death, because that's what it is.
99
right?
is that way or this way? Thank you.
What you got? Yeah, no, it's just. That's it on there? Come on. Now let me ask you a question, man. Where are you from? Long Beach? Let me ask you a question. Do you think you could call yourself a just man? You would want to, right?
Would I really be able to call myself that? Perhaps to another human if I was lucky. But from God, I never would.
That's what
Overall, I would say no.
Yeah, that's what I figured,
But I
right?
would aspire to.
All right, let me get that. Isaiah 49. Let me get Revelation 13, 9 and 10. Let me get yours first.
Friends, don't you think that no one can keep the law? Isn't that what happened? None of us can.
Let's get
No
Luke.
one can keep
Let's
the
get
law.
Luke
That's
1.
why Jesus had to die for us, because no one can keep the law.
That's not true.
Not that we should give up. I don't say
No,
that.
that's just not true. You can keep the law. Let's get that. Luke 1 and 5.
This is the book of Luke.
Yeah.
This is the book of Luke.
This is the New Testament. I can understand that people were like, in the Old Testament you couldn't keep it, but now you're in the New Testament before Christ is even born, right? Go ahead.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 1, verse 5. There was in the days of Herod,
Herod, which is an Edomite, a so-called white man, right? Go ahead.
The
His
king-
mother, his wife was a Levite, right? Go ahead.
the king of Judea,
Uh-huh.
a certain priest,
Oh, so like it. His mother was a Levite. His daddy was an Edomite. So he might have had a little bit of some textual coloring in there or something. So and he sat on the throne over Israel in the times of Herod. You know what I'm saying? In the times of Christ. Go ahead. Oh,
Is this the new King James?
this is just the King James.
King James?
Yeah. Huh?
I'm a Baptist.
Yeah, hey, good to hear. Let's get it in.
the king of Judea.
Start it over. Let's go.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 1, verse 5.
Uh-huh.
There was in the days of Herod,
Uh-huh.
the king of Judea,
The King of Judea, right?
a certain priest.
And you ain't supposed to have no heathen ruling over you. But that's where you get the whole a Jew is not one outwardly but one inwardly, and all Israel is not of Israel, because you have people that was living in that land that were not Israelites, but they might have looked like us. Go ahead.
A certain priest named Zechariah,
Zacharias, who is the father of John the Baptist. Go ahead.
of the course of Abiah, and his wife was of the daughters, course of Select,
The daughters of Aaron. Go
and
ahead.
the daughters of Aaron,
Which she was a Levite. He was a Levite. Read.
and her name was Elizabeth,
Uh-huh.
and they were both righteous before God,
And they were both righteous before the Most High. Read.
walking in all the commandments.
In what?
Walking in all the commandments.
Some of the commandments.
All the
A
commandments.
couple of commandments that could be kept.
All the
They
commandments.
walked in all of the commandments.
Bring it out.
Go ahead.
And ordinances
And
of
ordinances,
the Lord. Blameless.
blameless. There's your answer to that. Scripture says, I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. Go ahead. What's your question, brother?
You said Edomite. Edom is white.
Edom is a so-called white man.
So how you like make that?
To us being the brothers of the so-called white man.
Yeah.
You've ever heard of, you know about twins?
They just don't have. They don't have to come out looking the same, right? No, get to the one shall be stronger than the other, and then what? Okay.
And the elder shall serve the younger.
Now, who came out first?
Esau.
You know the Bible, right?
Yeah, I got the church.
Yeah. Esau came out first. The so-called white race came out first, right?
Right.
Even if you don't know that they're white, right? We just say they lack melanin, all right? So they came out first. And what happened?
And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled,
So the oldest shall come out and serve the youngest.
Esau.
Yeah. Well, Esau came out first. The prophecy is that the elder shall serve the younger. In the kingdom, that's what they're going to be doing. Go ahead.
behold, there were twins in her womb. And the first came out red all over, like an hairy garment.
Red all over like a hairy garment. Now let me show you something. Go down to where he names him Edom. I think it's the next verse or so.
30.
Yeah.
30. And Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom.
Edom, right? Now let's go into Edom, right? I'm gonna get to, I need 119 because I need y'all to understand something. So start with so let's give me the definitions of Adamah, Edom.
Khan.
In the Hebrew.
Khan. This is Strong's H119. Adam, or Adamah in the Hebrew. To be red.
To be red.
Red.
Get the definition.
The definition.
Definition.
Okay.
Strong's info. Yeah.
To show blood in the face.
To show blood in the face.
Khan.
Do white people blush?
Yeah.
There's your answer. Go ahead. Hey, what do they call white people in the South?
Red.
All right. Why is that? Because their blood shows forth through their skin.
Khan.
Keep reading it.
Flush or turn rosy.
It's there. And because we don't read to get understanding, we read because it's religion. You understand? It's indoctrination. We can tell you most of the stuff y'all believe in is probably wrong because they're teaching you these things. But if we show you in the Bible that God hates the so-called white race, what would you say then? Let's get it.
Bring it out.
Malachi 1 and 3. Romans 9 and 13.
Khan.
Look, he gotta go. He gotta go. I know. Because what it does is it affects your whole religious understanding. Did you know that God hates the white man? Did you know Jesus hates the white man? You said, what would Jesus do?
Well, I feel like
No. You said, what would Jesus do? Do you love what the Most High loves? No. Do you love what the Most High loves? Do you love what the Most Hey, let your yays be yays and your nays be nays. We got
Teach.
the Bible, baby. Do you love what the Most High loves?
It says, be swift to hear and slow to speak and slow to anger. So I feel like God and Jesus would love all.
Why would you assume that? I just told you.
Because
See, you're just assuming because that's religion.
I
Religion
don't
ain't got the
believe in
Bible.
religion. I believe in faith.
Brother. If
I don't label it as like
read that. Let me show you something. Because a lot of people be like, that's just talking about Esau as the man. Well, let me tell you something. He says his whole people. Read it. Malachi 1 and 3.
Khan.
And I hated Esau.
Oh, started to.
Salakia. This
Yeah,
is
come
Malachi.
on, man. Let's deal.
This is
You ain't got
Malachi.
nowhere to go. Go ahead.
I really do.
Malachi.
No, you don't.
Chapter 1, verse 2. I have loved you, said the
See,
Lord.
the Most High said he loves you so-called black, Hispanic, and Native Americans, right? But what?
Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us?
But we'll say, when have you loved us, God? Look at what we go through, God. Look at our people get gunned down in the street, God. Look at all the people that throw us in jail and nothing happens to them, God.
Wake them up.
Where do you love us at? Right? Go ahead. Unless you a selfish ass my lover, and then you sit there like, hey, that's them and I'm me. No, man, we about our people. You gotta be about your family, right? Go ahead.
Was not Esau Jacob's brother?
Was not Esau our brother?
Said the Lord. Yet I loved Jacob,
Yet I love Jacob
and I hated Esau.
and I hated Esau. It wasn't about anything he did. Don't get it twisted. It's not because of something you've done. Let's get that. I want you to keep there, but I want to get so that y'all don't think it's, he hates him because he white or he hate him because he did something. No, it ain't nothing about none of that. Read it.
This is
9 and 11. Start at 11.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 9, verse 11.
The New Testament gotta work with the Old, right?
Come.
They wasn't reading no book other than the Old Testament. So whatever they wrote had to come from the Old. Go ahead.
For the children being not yet born,
They weren't born yet. Read.
neither having done any good or evil,
Not doing good or evil. Read.
that the purpose of God, according to election, might stand.
That was all it was, man.
Come on.
It was the Most High's purpose. He can do whatever he wants. We all say, but God can do whatever he wants. And then when he show you what he do, y'all be like, nah, but that's not the God I serve.
Bring it out.
He ain't allowed to do that type of stuff. He can't tell you to smash babies' heads up against rocks. You know that he said to do that, right?
Bring it out.
He said that you're gonna love smashing babies' heads up against rocks. Did you know he says that to the Israelites? To the oppressor that has oppressed us, that cut our women's bellies open because they were pregnant, to that fed your children to alligators to make alligators shoes. This is in the 1800s. You telling me that God that loves everybody loves the people that did that to you? He said, they that touch you touch the apple of his eye. What Bible are you reading? You understand? Don't worry. Go ahead.
That the purpose of God, according to election, might stand. Not of works,
Not of works, not because of what you do,
but of him that calleth.
but because the Most High called you to be the person that you are. Read that. Finish that out. Finish it out.
The book of Malachi, chapter 1, verse 2,
Verse 3.
verse 3. And I hated Esau,
And I hated Esau. Go ahead.
and laid his mountains and his heritage waste.
And his mountain and his heritage waste, right? Because you don't realize it, but they're not in their homeland anymore. Go ahead.
That's right.
No matter where they from, they were never there anymore. Go ahead.
And laid his heritage waste. And laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness.
Go ahead.
Whereas Edom said,
Edom said what?
we are impoverished, but we will return
We poor, but we're gonna return and do what?
and build the desolate places.
See, America was desolate. People was here, but this wasn't here. You had trees and fields, and now look what they've done to your land. Now your feet hurt from working 10-hour shifts to make $12 an hour. Negro, that's captivity.
Indentured servitude.
Come on. Go ahead.
Thus said the Lord of hosts, they shall build,
They shall build. They will build. What?
but I will throw down.
Bring it out.
Destruction comes to Babylon. But he's going to throw it down. There's more white people in this land than any other land anywhere else.
Come on.
More in this land. This is Edom. This is where y'all came to. This is where you repopulated. This is where there was only a handful of white folks. And they said what? Well, we need to start bringing in more white folks so we can overpopulate this place and have the numbers. And that's what y'all did. While we were still in slavery during 1776, talking about all men are created equal and they are endowed by their creator. Now, y'all might be reading the white man Bible. But when you get into this is only for you. Read.
And they shall call them the border of wickedness.
They shall call him,
And they shall call them
them, the people. What?
the border of wickedness.
God.
Bring it out.
And the people.
And the who?
And the people.
No, the man.
And the people.
No, the person.
The people.
The people. Go ahead.
Against whom the Lord
Have
have
indignation.
indignation.
Right.
Hatred. Go ahead.
Forever.
Forever. Contrary to what you believe, contrary to what y'all been taught, contrary to what Edom or Esau is not around anymore. That could never be. Because it says in Isaiah that when Christ returns, he's going to have his garment bloody from going all through Edom.
Come on.
But they're going to tell you that Esau ain't around no more? That's religion, man.
So you're telling me that because the Israelites were disobedient, they were delivered into the hands of their
All the other nations, yeah.
their captors, who you say are Edom, Esau.
I mean, I'm going to slow you down. It was Ammon, the Japanese, Moab, the Chinese, the Hagarenes, all the Africans. We was delivered into everybody's hand, right? We was in captivity to Rome. We was in captivity to Greece. We was in captivity in Egypt. We was in captivity to the Assyrians, right? The Babylonians, right? Those are captivities. All of that is in the Bible, right? Judges, right? So we was handed over to all of them. This just happens to be our last captivity.
Bring it out, huh?
Go ahead with your statement. Hold on. I wanted to finish. Yeah. So it wasn't just y'all. It was everybody, right? Jeremiah 50 and 11 again.
A little bit of native blood too. So.
On whose side? See, that's the thing, right? Numbers 1 and 18. Yeah.
This is the book of Numbers.
This is how you determine your lineage. Go ahead.
Chapter 1, verse 18. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month. And they declared their pedigrees after their families.
After their families, what?
By the house of their fathers.
By the house of your fathers.
Bring it out.
It's who your father is.
Father?
It's who your father is. So if your father was a Negro or was over here, came over here during and put into slavery and such, you wouldn't be of the other nations. You would be those that were taken into captivity.
What about modern day Israel?
Huh?
What about modern day Israel?
Let's get it. Revelation.
So what if my father's Haitian?
Haitian?
Yeah.
Brother, then you would be a priest.
Priest.
You would be a Levite.
Levite?
A
Like
Levite.
Moses?
Yeah, like
God.
Moses. Like Aaron. Yeah. You'd be up there. You know what I'm saying? Not like these Judites around me. You know what I'm saying? I'm from Benjamin. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the wolf. Right? You would be a priest. That would be your heritage, right?
God.
Because remember, he didn't give y'all no land. Y'all supposed to be in everybody's land teaching the Israelites how to live. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. Who got it? Yeah, 2 and 9.
I got 9 or 13 and 9.
Yeah, hold that. Go ahead.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 2 and verse 9. I know thy works.
These are the words of Christ, by the way. Red letter.
I know thy works.
I know thy works
And tribulation.
and tribulation
And poverty.
and poverty.
But thou art rich.
Now let me ask you a question. Is the Jewish man in poverty?
No.
For the most part, probably maybe not. But
All right. Okay, now let's go on a scale. Is the black man in poverty?
Yeah.
On a greater scale than the Jewish man? All right, then. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry. You're going to get your lesson today, man. You know what I'm saying? Because it's all logical. It's not something that's hard to get. We just don't ask these questions. We just ain't trying to find out the truth. Read it again.
Teach, Tatar.
I know thy works and tribulation and poverty.
I know thy works and tribulation, the hard times you go through, and poverty, not being able to feed your family. Go ahead.
But thou art rich.
But you rich. You rich in spirit. You rich because you got the kingdom to look forward to in the future, right? But guess what? While he thinks that everybody can get it, you still at the bottom. Go ahead.
And I know the blasphemy.
I know the blasphemy. What is a blasphemy?
be an insult or disobedience or
A wicked lie.
desecration.
Yeah, go ahead.
I know
Let me ask you a question. You ever heard black folks say that they were the Jews? You've heard that before? On a grand scale? Okay. But you know about the people that's in Israel, which is the Jewish man, right? Let me ask you a question. What's the difference between being a child and being childish?
That means you're acting like a child.
Khan.
Now, what's the difference between being a Jew and being Jewish?
Trying to be a Jew.
Bring it out, huh?
Khan.
Go ahead, man.
From the mouth of
I know the
Levi.
blasphemy
My
of
lawyer.
them which say they are Jews
They say they Jews,
and are not,
but they not. Who are they?
but are the synagogue of Satan.
Synagogue of Satan. They the chief house of Hashatan, the adversary. That's what they are,
Khan.
right? They do his work. You know, for slavery, who funded the ships?
Bring it out, huh?
The Jewish man. The Jewish man funded the ships. I felt more compassion for the Jewish man for the Holocaust than I did for the people that went through slavery. Even looking at my situation, I cared more about their Holocaust because that's what you saw. Man, all them people died. Look how they treated them. Look at them. They skin and bones, and look how they were doing them. But they don't look at us and be like that. They'll play it off and be like, oh, we're brothers, you know, because we both went through a struggle.
Had a broke heart, got it all intact. I had to leave my ex and came calling back.
money.
In the rap game, niggas started falling back. Niggas pledging leads to the flag, but I'm calling cap. Niggas rapping money, no precious metal. Wood grain steering wheel when the Lexus pedal. While we getting gunned down by these treacherous devils. On the real, I'm trying to build like Tetris levels.